Well, I might not be the king of the world quite yet, but you're gonna think so when I announce the players for IEF this year.
I don't understand. What do you want? You're just a machine.
You want a piece of me, boy? Go, go, go! Yeah. Outstanding. Rock and roll.
Alright, so the disclaimer before I say the IEF player list, know a few things. First off, every good foreigner was invited. I'm talking 99% of the top guys were invited. So there doesn't need to be anyone crying, where's Mondragon? He was invited, okay? Where's Jeff? He was invited, okay? So anyone that you wanted to see on this list that isn't coming, it's because they couldn't or they didn't want to. This is a good list, so no complaining, no whining. Every one of your favorite players was invited to IEF. Here is the final list of the 16 foreigners who will be attending this event in a couple weeks here in Korea. We have Hydra, Rhett, White Raw, Strelok, Phoenix, In Control, Artosis, G5, Rekril, Midian, Asem, Sen, Infernal, Machine, Chill, and Dimaga. So that is quite a sick list. The people who you wanted to hear, who were not on that list, they were invited. So no complaining about that. It's going to be an absolutely outstanding LAN. I'm going to get a ton of footage of it. It's going to be great replays, great commentate games, great everything. So definitely look forward to that. It's going to be maybe the best LAN event ever in StarCraft 1 as far as I'm concerned. So more information on that to come. I already announced the maps and all that. So yeah, let's go on to the next event, which is WCG World Finals. The groups were released, and let's go over the groups a little bit. Group A, it has Phoenix, Jaedong, Cloud, Zeloitos, Call, Louder, Tudming, and Draco. Now, of course, Jaedong will be coming out of that group, but who else is going to? That's actually quite a hard group, a lot of really good high-level players, and I'm going to go ahead and make my prediction. And this is kind of an out there prediction, but I think Louder is going to come in second place in that group. He's very weak against Terran, but his PvP and his PvZ are very, very strong, and he's not going to feel any pressure at this event. You know, he's a married guy, kids, stable job, and I think that he's going to do an absolutely outstanding job there. I think he's going to get second place in that group after Jaedong. So that's my prediction for Group A. Now Group B, we have Brad OK, Stork, Fengzi, Sen, Two Sky, Gosi Terran, and John Rambo. Now, this is actually a pretty good group as well. Obviously, Stork will be coming out of it, but then we have 4 players that could potentially take that second spot. We have Brad OK, Fengzi, Sen, and Gosi Terran. Now, the problem with Sen is his ZVZ. His ZVZ has always been his weakness, and we've got Fengzi in there, who is actually a really great Zerg from China, so that could be pretty hard on him. Now, we also have Brad OK and Gosi Terran. Gosi Terran, this is only going to be his second or third LAN, so, you know, maybe he's a little bit under the radar here still, but a great Terran player. Things could go his way if he plays his best. Definitely amongst those top players in the group. I would actually favor him over Brad OK in a best of 3, a best of 1, who knows though, but Gosi Terran, very good TVT player. So, second place in that group, I'm gonna have to give the edge to Fengzi, but it really could go to any 4 of those players. Group C, we have Bisu, PJ, Paranoid, Crow, Dimaga, Bruce, and Kobo. Now, in this group, obviously Bisu's coming out of it, and then we have PJ, Paranoid, and Dimaga, who all have a pretty good shot at the next spot. Now, I have to go with PJ. PJ is outstandingly good. Not necessarily known for his PvZ, even though he beat Savior a couple years ago at WCG. But, you know, he's a great player, he's really training hard for this event, and I can definitely see him coming out second in that group. Then we go on to Group D, which I think is the most interesting one because, of course, there is no Korean in it. We have White Raw, Hydra, a player from Kenya, Marine, Coco, Horror, Yeva, and A2. Now, anything could happen in this group. It's quite insane. There's 5 players that could come out of this group, and I put those down as White Raw, Hydra, Horror, Yeba, and A2. Now, any of these players could come out. I really, of course, Hydra is the favorite here. He's been destroying everyone lately. He can really play under pressure now, but it is best of 1, so it's really impossible to guess exactly who's going to come out. But I'm going to have to give the lean towards White Raw and Hydra. They're just so good, always at the top of all of the events right now. And so that's my prediction there. But of course, Horror, Yeba, and A2, any one of them could upset and come out of the group as well. So, you know, the top 8 I see as being Jaedong, Stork, Bisu, of course, then Fengzi and PJ, then also Louder, and White Raw and Hydra. So that is my prediction there. 2 Americans top 8. Woo! But I think it's a pretty good set of predictions. We'll have to see how it all goes. The commentary will be done by the casting Archon, Tasteless, and Artosis. Pretty exciting news there. So let's go on to the rest of the foreigner news. A couple really great big events that we just went over, but there's some other great stuff going on as well. Lil Susie just put up an interview with Nalra, and Nalra let out some startling information that, in fact, Artosis is pretty good at StarCraft. So definitely everyone go check that out. It's front page right now at teamliquid.net. A really nice interview. Thanks for the efforts on that to everyone who's involved. Also, we have the JSI, Justin TV StarCraft Invitational. The round of 8 has finished up. And we had Mana over Louder. We had Brad OK over Inca. We had Hey Pro over Zowsy. And White Raw over Mondragon. That epic rivalry continues with a 2-1 in White Raw's favor this time. Now, for the top 4, we have 2 exciting matches. Mana against Brad OK. Mana, a very cheesy, powerful move-making Protoss player in PvT. Brad OK, just a very solid Terran. Been the last Terran left in the tournament for quite a while. Round of 8, he was the last one left as well. And then we have Hey Pro against White Raw, and this one's really hard to predict. Hey Pro is more of a specialist when it comes to Terran and Zerg matchups, but a very strong ZVP player as well. White Raw, though, top form. He's got WCG coming up, he's got IEF coming up, and I think that he can definitely take Hey Pro out, despite my absolute love for Hey Pro. So, you know, it's looking like it may be White Raw in the finals. Who's he going to face, Brad OK or Mana? I'm leaning towards Brad OK, but Mana definitely can take him out. He has the potential to do it. So we'll have to see. A really exciting tournament being run really well by Brent and Kenny. Thanks to everyone involved in that event as well. Make sure you tune into that. I think it's every Thursday still. You've got to watch those matches, getting really excited. They're releasing the replays. A lot of great games being played.